In the peaceful village of Piperdhih, winter mornings arrived slowly. Fog floated over the ponds, buffaloes yawned lazily, and smoke curled up from the kitchen fires. Right in the middle of this quiet village stood Nanaji, the maternal grandfather's big ancestral house, buzzing with laughter, cousins, and endless cooking. And inside that house lived the most powerful person of all, 5-year-old Kunj, Nani's favorite grandson, the official ruler of the dining table. And whenever food appeared, so did Kunj's legendary tantrums. 3-year-old Gunja, his tiny sister, simply watched the drama like it was the best show on the television. One winter morning, Nani placed a plate of hot golden puris in front of Kunj. Steam rose. The smell was delicious. But Kunj looked at the table like it had betrayed him. He folded his arms and frowned. Nani, this is wrong. Nani blinked. Wrong? Yes, Kunj announced like a judge delivering a verdict. I wanted roti today. Kunja paused, mid-bite, and amused. The little girl giggled, trying hard to comprehend what is wrong with the puri. Kunj shook his head sadly. Nani, you do not understand what I asked for. Nani tried very hard not to laugh because secretly she loved every bit of Kunj's dramatic performances. Soon, every meal became a royal request from the Kunj Baba. Lunch arrived. Dal and rice waited politely on the plate. Kunj sniffed. Too boring. Dinner arrived. Soft rotis and vegetables smiled from the tray. Kunj frowned. I asked for kheer. The kitchen turned into a mini restaurant. 2 rotis, half a paratha, 1 tiny laddu. But nothing seemed good enough for his royal fussiness. Gunja sat nearby, happily eating everything. She had one simple rule. If it is a food, eat it. Now, in this house worked Bhagiran Kaka. He helped with the farm, the cows, and sometimes in the kitchen. But his greatest talent was solving problems with jokes. Every evening, he watched Kunj's dinner drama with amusement. One night, Kunj stared suspiciously at his plate. Rice again. He pushed it away. I'm not eating. Bhagiran Kaka scratched his head thoughtfully. Then he whispered to Kaki, the household help, who was his wife. Looks like Kunj Baba's royal court had started again. Kaki sighed. At this rate, we will need 3 chefs and 1 magician for dinner. Gunja burst into giggles. That evening, Kaki tried one last trick. Kunj Baba, she said seriously, eat your dinner quickly. Why? Kunj asked. Because, Kaki whispered mysteriously, there is a child catcher who roams the village at night. He takes away children who refuse to eat. Gunja's eyes became round. Kunj, however, was brave. He puffed his chest and told, I'm not scared. Nani will protect me. Nani smiled but said nothing. Bhagiran Kaka quietly disappeared from the room. A few minutes later, suddenly there was a loud noise at the courtyard door. Clang, clang, clang. Someone was banging pots. A strange voice shouted, Where is the child who refuses dinner? The door burst open. A tall, shadowy figure entered, wrapped in a shawl, with a crooked beard and a frightening voice. I am the child catcher. Gunja hid behind a chair. Kunj froze like a statue. The mysterious man stomped closer. I heard there is a boy who will not eat. Kunj immediately grabbed his plate. I'm eating, he declared quickly. He shoved a big bite into his mouth, but the child catcher kept coming closer. Too late. The figure roared dramatically. I must take someone. Suddenly he grabbed Kaki, who was sitting beside Kunj. Kaki screamed theatrically, Are, leave me, I'm not the child. Gunja started laughing. Nani covered her face with her dupatta to stop his giggles, because everyone except children had now recognized him. The child catcher was actually Bhagiran Kaka. Kaka lifted Kaki like a hero in a village play. If the boy wanted, he declared, I will take his helper instead. Kaki protested loudly, I am innocent. The whole courtyard burst into laughter. Meanwhile, Kunj quietly finished his dinner as fast as possible. Finally, Kaka appeared again on the scene. Well done, Kunj Baba, he said. You have defeated the child catcher. Kunj wiped his mouth proudly, but from that day, his dinner tantrums become much smaller, because somewhere in the village, the child catcher might still be watching. And whenever Kunj refused food, Kaki would whisper softly, Should I call the child catcher? And suddenly, Kunj's appetite returned very quickly.